Mr. Fantastic became Galactus. Let me explain. Reed Richards is the brain of the Fantastic Four and also one of the smartest men in the Marvel Universe. Even though his powers are extremely useful, the most powerful tool he has is his brain. But what happens when that begins to falter? In Fantastic Four Antithesis, portals to the negative zone begin popping up all around the universe, and one opened right next to Galactus. From that portal emerged a towering creature who became known as Antithesis, and he engaged in battle with the World Eater. Yet surprisingly, he won. The Antithesis stripped Galactus of his power and reverted him back into his mortal form of Gallon. Gallon was then tossed back into the negative zone, and the Silver Surfer set off to Earth in order to warn the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four would then save Gallon from the negative zone, as he was the only being with the knowledge to help take down the creature. Then on Galactus' ship, the Six made a plan to retrieve the power of Galactus and give it back to Gallon, resulting in the Fantastic Four being imbued with the power cosmic. Afterwards, Reed and Gallon stayed on the ship to create a device that would redirect the power back into Gallon so they could stop the Antithesis. But during this entire story, Reed had been making minor mistakes due to his nervousness about having a second child. So when Gallon wasn't looking, Reed tweaked the machine to give him a sliver of the power so his mind could be at full power once more. However, when the time came, Reed ended up with all of the power and became Galactus. With his newfound knowledge, Reed declared he would not submit to his hunger, and he'd dedicate the rest of his life to use science to save the universe. Unfortunately, the hunger was consuming him faster than expected, and he was going to die. But he sent the Fantastic Four back to Earth so they would not be able to stop him. With no other option, the Fantastic Four contacted Agatha Harkness, who brought Reed to Earth and forced him to listen to the pleas of his family, which ended up working. Reed relinquished the power back to Gallon, making him Galactus once more. But in the process, Reed left a tiny part of himself with the power, hoping that one day his influence would help save a planet.